As we all know, Zolphius is one of the most important and mysterious characters in the entire Garten of BanBan series. For many chapters, he has simply been a shadowy figure, rarely drawing attention to himself. However, what if we were to assume that Zolphius knows everything? The secret of the missing children, and even the secrets of characters like Flambeau and BanBan himself. The 8th installment of Garten of BanBan has truly changed our perception of Zolphius. We see that after Flambeau grabbed us and threw us into the void, it wasn't just a regular darkness, but the very Zolphius, which houses an entire village of Guvanium families. If you think about it for a moment, you'll be shocked. Just imagine, there are a vast number of Guvaniums living inside Zolphius. Therefore, we can understand that Zolphius is a so-called prison, but this discovery leads us to even more questions. Why does Zolphius cry when he sees children? Why did Miss Mason specifically warn us not to talk to him? What secret was she trying to hide? And anyway, why did he say "I'm sorry" to the player? And why in Spanish? There is a perfectly logical explanation for the last question. In Garten of BanBan 6, we explored the babysitter's room, where we discovered a Spanish-English dictionary. So, if you put it all together, it becomes very interesting. The only character in the Garten of BanBan series who speaks Spanish is Zolphius. Therefore, it can be assumed that the nanny and Zolphius are related. Therefore, it is logical to assume that Miss Mason may be inside Zolphius, along with the village of Guvaniums. But who do you think is actually involved in the disappearance of Flambeau? Someone who actually knew what really happened was consumed and hidden inside him by Syrian, and this is really the real reason why the institution was so confident in declaring Flambeau dead, locked in a place where no one could reach. But the real question is, what role will Zolphius play in the Garten of BanBan 9? Unfortunately, we only know about the village of Guvanium, but who knows what else the vast Zolphius has to offer. But then it gets even more interesting, because in one of the music videos on the developer's official channel, we see Zolphius getting darker and darker with each scene, which seems to be another hint from the developers that Zolphius is going to play a big role in Garten of BanBan 9 and maybe give us the answers to all our questions. But the real question is, will he come out of the shadows? Or will he remain silent? The teasers give us just enough to be left in the dark and to make our own guesses. However, the fact that Zolphius is presented to us in a darker way, in a mysterious way, he's probably cooking something unusual. Like, subscribe, and see you in the new videos.